Hello everyone, I'm the airplane expert Hideki. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'd like to review an aircraft with a beautiful diecast model. I'd like to introduce the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. And this model is the 172 McDonnell Douglas F-15A Eagle 318th FIS William Tell 1984 from Hobbymaster. The McDonnell Douglas F-15A Eagle is an American twin-engine, all-weather tactical fighter aircraft designed by McDonnell Douglas, now part of Boeing. It is a large air-superiority fighter developed as a successor to the F-4 of the United States Air Force and is classified as a fourth-generation jet fighter. Along with the F-4, it can be said to be a fighter representing the U.S. Air Force and McDonnell Douglas during the Cold War. It is among the most successful modern fighters, with over 100 victories and no losses in aerial combat. In 1967, the Soviet Union rebuilt the Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-25 at the Domodedovo airfield near Moscow. The MiG-25 was designed as a high-speed, high-altitude interceptor aircraft and made many performance trade-offs to excel in this role. Among these was a requirement for very high-speed flight over Mach 2.8, which demanded the use of stainless steel instead of aluminum for many parts of the aircraft. The added weight demanded much larger wings to allow the aircraft to operate at the requirement altitude. However, to observers, it appeared outwardly as an aircraft with high speed and large wings, and offering high maneuverability, which led to serious concern throughout the Department of Defense and the various fighters that the US was being outclassed by. In September 1968, the year after the Domodedovo Air Show, the U.S. Air Force signed a research contract with 8 domestic aircraft manufacturers and issued a request for proposal (RFP). At that time, McDonnell Douglas submitted a 37,500 pages document using a large computer to design thousands of different airframe shapes. Following reviews of proposals, the United States Air Force selected McDonnell Douglas's design in 1969 to meet the service's need for a dedicated air superiority fighter. The Eagle first flew in July 1972 and entered service in 1976. The F-15 was originally envisioned as a pure superiority aircraft. Its design included a secondary ground attack capability that was largely unused. The aircraft design proved flexible enough that an all-weather strike derivative, the F-15E Strike Eagle, an improved and enhanced version which was later developed, entered service in 1989 and had been exported to several nations. As of 2020, the aircraft is being produced in different variants. This model, F-15A Eagle 76-0008, was a flagship for the 318th Fighter Interceptor Squadron (FIS) Green Dragons during the 1984 William Tell competition. The 318th FIS is an inactive United States Air Force unit. They operated many types of fighters and have unique episodes. Green Dragons. It was established in mid-1942 as a fighter squadron. It was deployed to the Mediterranean Theater of Operations (MTO) in Algeria with Curtiss P-40. It took part in the North African campaign, supporting the United States Fifth Army's advance with tactical air support. Green Dragons. It was established in mid-1942 as a fighter squadron. It was deployed to the Mediterranean Theater of Operations (MTO) in Algeria with Curtiss P-40. It took part in the North African campaign, supporting the United States Fifth Army's advance with tactical air support. It also flew combat missions over Sicily from airfield in Tunisia, supporting the Allied ground forces in the liberation of the island. The squadron was re-equipped with P-47 Thunderbolts when it moved to Italy in late 1943, and continued tactical operations as part of the 12th Air Force. It supported the Fifth Army as it advanced into central and northern Italy during the Italian campaign. The squadron was re-equipped with P-51D Mustangs in 1944. It continued combat operations until the German capitulation, and it was inactivated in October 1945. It was then reactivated by Air Defense Command in May 1947 at Mitchell Field, New York. In December 1947, it was transferred to Hamilton Field, California, where it received its first aircraft, P-61 Black Widows, which has been placed into the air defense mission. Since then, the squadron's fighters have been updated almost every year, and in the spring of 1948, the squadron received the new F-82 Twin Mustang and moved to the McCord AFB in Washington in November 1948. In the fall of 1950, the squadron transitioned to the jet F-94A's Starfire Interceptor. In June 1953, the squadron moved to Chuo Air Base, Greenland, under control of the Northeast Air Command. The squadron came back under ADC in August 1954, when it was moved from Chuo to Presque Isle AFB, Maine, with F-89D Scorpions. In August 1955, the squadron returned to McCord AFB, transitioned into F-86D Sabre Dogs, and became part of the 25th Air Division, covering the Northwest Air Defense Sector. On 22nd October 1962, before President John F. Kennedy told Americans that missiles were in place in Cuba, the squadron dispersed one-third of its force equipped with AIR-2 Zenny nuclear warhead rockets to Payne Air Force Base at the start of the Cuban Missile Crisis. On 22nd March 1968, the 318th FIS deployed the Osan AFB, Republic of Korea, from McCord AFB, Washington, to provide air defense following the 26 January 1968 Northern Korea seizure of the USS Pueblo. This marked with first time in history the Aerospace Defense Command F-106 fighter interceptors has flown to a critical overseas area using in-flight refueling along with tactical air unit. It returned to the United States after the Pueblo crisis ended and flew F-106s throughout the 1970s. The 318th Squadron converted to F-15 Eagle in 1983. In 1983, during the SDI plan that President Ronald Reagan promoted, also known as Star Wars plan, the F-15 Eagle, with the firing platform of the satellite attack missile, was present. The United States Air Force has 20 F-15A Eagle in charge of anti-satellite operations, with the 318th FIS and the 48th FIS at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. In this experiment, a two-stage prototype missile, ASM-135 ASAT, which had been ordered from the boat company since 1979, before the announcement of the SDI plan, was used. In fact, One of the 5 launch experiments on the orbital target, September 13, 1985, succeeded in destroying the target satellite. Development was successful, but the plan was cancelled by US parliamentary decision that the destroyed satellite debris became space debris and remained in satellite orbit, posing a danger to future space exploration programs. Around 1988, when the plan was cancelled, the aircraft for both squadrons has been refurbished to equip ASM-135. The 318th FIS was also disbanded on 7th of December 1989. Finally, let's talk about the William Tell competition. William Tell is a biennial annual gunnery competition with fighter aircraft, which is held by the United States Air Force in every even-numbered year. In the competition, teams representing the various major commands of the USAF compete in live-fire exercise using towed burner targets for gun engagements and absolute fighter converted into the unmanned target drones for air-to-air missile engagement. In June 1954, the USAF's Worldwide Weapons Meet, now known as William Tell, began as a separate air-to-air rocketry competition to the 3rd annual USAF Fighter Gunneries and Weapons Meet that was held at Las Vegas AFB, later renamed as Nellis AFB. In 1982, Tactical Air Command officially changed the name of the meet to the USAF Air-to-Air Weapons Meet. This meet also marked the return of the Pacific Air Forces and the USAF in Europe to the competition, and the first appearance of the F-15 Eagle. After an 8 years hiatus from 1996, the Air Combat Command announced that it would host the next William Tell in the first week of November 2004. This was its 50th anniversary and also the last ever competition. Today, we looked 172 McDonnell Douglas F-15A 76-0008 318th FIS William Tell 9084 from Hobbymaster. My airplane videos are available every Thursday. Hope to see you again soon. Subscribe. Break ready. Now!